Hope is a word that appears quite frequently in the Bible, and as I shared in a sermon back in, I think it was May, hope is just vital to our faith and a key part of our relationship with God in Christ. And in the letter to the Hebrews, hope once again appears. In chapter 6, verse 19, we hear these words, "We have this hope, a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters the inner shrine behind the curtain." Now, what is an anchor? What's the purpose of an anchor? I think most of us who live near the ocean, and even if you don't, you think of, well, an anchor, that's some big, heavy thing that you drop from a boat or a ship when you want to be stopped and when you don't want to go anywhere. Right? I mean, that's kind of the purpose of an anchor, is to hold you in place. And yet this is a really interesting metaphor here in Hebrews chapter 6:19, because he's talking about an anchor that moves us forward. Listen to the verse again. "We have this hope, a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters." So it's a hope that moves. So it's an anchor that moves. It enters the inner shrine behind the curtain where, in verse 20, it says, Jesus, a forerunner on our behalf, has entered, becoming a high priest forever. So the image of an anchor, it's something that's stable, right? It's something that's solid. It's dependable. In our sanctuary, it's one of the images that we have covering one of the 4 organ speaker screens. It's an image that I don't know if you live in Iowa or Nebraska, if an anchor is an image that speaks to you much. But here on Cape Cod, surrounded by the ocean, when we were designing the sanctuary more than 20 years ago, having that image was something that we knew would communicate to people. And where you anchor your life makes a big difference. And anchors come in different sizes and shapes depending on the size of the boat or the vessel. But as you think about Jesus, this is one of the ways to think about him or perceive of him. Jesus is this solid, stable, dependable force that can stabilize your life and give you a sense of dependability. And this is all part of the discussion in Hebrews chapter 6 about the priesthood of Jesus and how he is superior to any other priest or any other priesthood, because he has entered the inner shrine behind the curtain. In other words, he has gone into the holy of holy place with God. So the next time you see a boat, or if you have a boat, the next time you use an anchor, I hope it will remind you of Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19. And I pray that your anchor will hold, as the old hymn says.